Hey y'all, just out here getting ready. Go on another walk with you guys. Hope everybody's having a good day today. I'm out in a random spot here in the National Forest. Huron National Forest, that is. I'm about, I'd say 6 miles west of my house now. Never really been in here. I thought we'd go check it out. It's cold, but it's not snowing. I wanted to get out for you guys yesterday again, but it was snowing. Didn't want to try that, so we'll try her today, I guess. There was something that I thought I'd like to talk to you guys about, and it came to light this morning when I was watching another guy's channel that does this. And he's probably the only other guy I recommend besides Scott Carpenter would be Outlaw Country, you guys. Another guy out of British Columbia doing this. And he's a good guy. Walking around in the mountains, man, just unbelievable scenery. And you can tell he's genuine about what he's doing too, and he cares about folks. Man, the snow's getting deep, you guys. Trudging through about a foot here. There was a guy that hit up Outlaw Country and told him, the scenery, watching you walk through the woods is really therapeutic, and it helps calm me down, and I really enjoy it, and it helps my mental health. You guys, that's something I didn't really consider till this morning. My way of describing it is it just lets me breathe. It makes my soul happy, you know? But yeah, definitely a part of it is the mental aspect, man. I thought that was a beautiful thing, and man, I hope somebody can get the same from these trips that I'm taking out through the forest for you guys. Man, it's so beautiful. I can't make up my mind on where to go. It's getting, understory's getting kind of thick in front of me here. Guess we'll try a big loop. Come back out to the truck. Guess I could have put on some snow pants, but and the problem with them is they make a lot of noise when I walk. And I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So that's why I don't have those on. Ooh. Yeah, I know every year. By the time it gets to be bow season, man, I'm really looking forward to the time in the woods. And I guess with little thought, it was like a mental thing, you know. Just couldn't wait. Just needed a break. Sit in a place of beauty and peace with zero negative anything. Look at this, you guys. Oh man, being out here makes me so happy. It's a lot better than sitting in a cell. That's for sure. That's for sure, you guys. Well, that was weird. Man, my ears just started ringing real loud. Huh. That was kind of weird. It's gone now, so whatever. So, where I'm back in here, there's no reason for anybody to be in here. Like, as you guys can see, there's no human tracks of any kind other than mine. Yeah, I think anything positive feels good to us these days. Man, I think we need to grab it and hold on to it. Anything that feels like it has a ring of truth, or even something that you know is real, man. All this AI stuff's freaking me out, you guys. Can't even tell what's real anymore. Well, I can tell you, this right here is real. I'm out here walking through the Huron National Forest, and I got 550 friends with me. Ha! Just saying that, man, makes my heart sore, you guys. I'm so thankful to God for keeping me alive to have this time out here. And I gotta say, having you guys with me makes it more special than it's ever been in my life. Yeah, you know, I apologize for the heavy stuff, you guys, and the stories of violence. It's nothing I'm proud of. But it took every bit of that to get to today, and it made me the guy that I am. And after I made it through all of that, I found my way back to the Lord, and everything got better from then on out. It's not something that happens overnight, but over time, it just gets better. Things become more apparent to you than they used to be. A little bit windy today, but it's not too bad. There's enough snow now that you can't see all the little tripping hazards. I'll be lucky if I don't end up on the ground here at some point. Yeah, snowshoes might have to be on my Christmas list, you guys. That's all right. It's good exercise. Oh, wow. You guys, I just stumbled up on a trail. Let's see what this is. Oh, snowmobile trail. Yeah, see, it's all nice and groomed, you guys. So I know my truck's back there. Let's walk down here a ways and we'll cut back through the woods again and see if we can circle back around to the truck. Oh. Kind of wish I had a camera on my back trail like Scott does. I know they like to play around behind us, and I also feel like they spend a lot of time in my peripheral vision. I can't prove it, obviously, but I feel like they hang out in the peripheral. And then you already know they rule the nighttime, you guys. They rule the night. Man, as far as looking for some of these folks in an area so vast, I can't help but think that a drone would be very helpful. Not so much in the summer when it's all thick, but man, during the winter, you get to see a lot more. I don't want to get too far out from my truck. I've never been in here before, so we should be able to cut back across here, you guys. I wish somebody would start emailing me some of their experiences so I could share them with everybody. I've had a few people now say, "Yeah, I'll get you my story," but they're not following through. Our buddy C did. not once, but a handful of times, you guys. I give you props for that, man. We already know what it's like stepping to this subject. Gotta be a pretty strong person. Yeah, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. I thought I heard something. Over my huffing and puffing. Trying to keep that to a minimum for you guys. It's kind of hard when you're plowing through a foot of snow. Well, I thought I was going to pop back out at my truck, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So, just in case, you guys, I'm going to follow my steps back out. That's the one good thing about snow. As long as your tracks aren't filling in, you can backtrack. Watch, I'm probably within 100 yards of the truck and I just can't see it. So now I'm going to walk another half mile through a foot of snow. Yeah, man. It's okay. I'm sure somebody will enjoy the ride. almost got tripped there. Hope you guys are doing okay. I'm gonna have to find my compass, you guys. I got one somewhere, but I keep forgetting to throw it in this pack. We keep stomping around out here. I probably ought to have it with me, huh? I remember telling you guys that they pulled the fire alarm and stacked up about 30 or 40 deep out front of the unit. But I forgot how we got to that, and it come back to me this morning. So I had gotten a bit of a confrontation with another fella that morning or something, and at Carson, you guys, it's all pole barns and there's no real walls. It's just little partitions, so it's wide open, man, and you can get to anybody in the middle of the night. So I had a feeling all his buddies were gonna egg him into jumping on me at some point. So, man, I needed to use the bathroom so bad. I waited and waited and waited and waited. About 3 a.m, I go walking in the bathroom, you guys, and as I'm sitting there, I hear something cutting through the air. I look up, and it was one of them locks on a belt, you guys. Hit me in my head, and I put my hand on it, and my whole arm was covered with blood in an instant. And I looked up, and the dude's just looking at me like, I don't know if he was amazed that my skull was hanging out or that I was still conscious or what, but he turned to jump off the toilet and in the stall next to me, guys, and he had a hoodie on. And that hoodie kind of hung in the air for a second, and I stood up, and I got 2 fingers in that hoodie. I heard his shoes squeak on the floor, and then I heard his head hit the floor, and I already knew he was taking a nap. So I finished my business. I got out, and I picked this guy up, and I drug him in there, and I propped him up on the toilet, and I hit him till I got tired of hitting him. And I left him sit there with his lock in his lap. That's why they pulled the fire alarm and tried to get me, you guys. I can't remember. It was like 13 or 15 stitches or something. Split me right open. Yeah, it's strange how, like I said, you guys, I don't waste any of my life thinking about this stuff. You know, it's just done and gone, and the more I let go of it, the better I feel. So I just don't think about it. So as I recall it, you know, it's just chopped up, you guys, segmented. It's really strange. Oh, you guys, I'm being prodded to share this. You know, the moral of the story is, one of them anyways, you guys, don't go to the penitentiary, please. It's a very hard thing to survive. And it's a very hard thing to survive and not get your brain broken, man. Turn you into something you weren't meant to be. And I'll give you an example of something that I happened to witness, you guys. And here's that warning label. This is really bad, you guys. But I told you I'm going to share it with you. You're getting all of it. So I remember mentioning I had a job in the kitchen at one point. I'm walking back from the kitchen, you guys. And on the way back, I had to pass through the area where the weight pit, all that stuff was. And as I'm approaching this area where all these guys are working out, I watched one young black kid sneak up behind another one that was bench pressing, you guys, and he had a 5-pound plate in his hand. And that's very sharp edges, you guys. He hit this kid in the head while he was laying down and literally split him in half. The kid stood up, trying to hold his head together. He walked right toward me, you guys. And right before he got to me, he fell over in the grass. And everything that was once in his head now was not. It was one of the most horrific things I ever seen, you guys. And I don't think it did me very much good in my mind. I'll never forget it, as it happened right in front of me. I didn't have anything to do with that situation, but I watched it play out, you know. But that's no different than hearing them guys scream in the shower as they're getting raped, and watching the cop sit there till the screaming stops, and then he goes to see what happened, you guys. Because he don't want to stop them animals when they're in the act, man. He wants to go home to his family when his shift is over. So he waits till the screaming is over and goes and picks up whatever's left. I've had to listen to that more than once, you guys. Just so disturbing. So disturbing. You know, everybody wants to put things in boxes and give them labels. You guys, there's a lot more that I see than just what I've mentioned and what I've lived through myself. There's a lot more. So if you want to talk about PTSD or whatever, man, I've probably got it on levels that most vets don't, you know. It's what happens in that environment, man. It's not a normal place. You know, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been careful of how I say things as I tell you about these things that I lived through in the penitentiary. And that's because I don't want to be part of the problem, you guys. I don't want to push this racist agenda or hate or any of that crap. I don't have any room in me for hate. I found out what it does to me when I keep it and I hold it. It just makes me sick. Screws me up. So I let it all go. And as an example of that, I guess you could say, when my current wife, Sam, and I got married, man, we had a bunch of extra food, you guys. And when I went to bed that night, I was like, man, what am I going to do with all this food? the next morning, the Lord dropped it on me. He's like, man, give it to somebody that's hungry. So, man, I made up sandwiches. I don't even know how many. And we had little bags of chips and a couple coolers full of drinks. And I'm like, Sam, let's go downtown Grand Rapids, and whoever we see that looks like they're hungry, man, let's see if they want something to eat, you know. So that's what we did, you guys. We went downtown Grand Rapids and handed out some sandwiches to folks. And every one of them looked like the same folks that tried to take my life repeatedly. So when I say I let it go, man, I mean it. I understand their hostility and I understand their take on things, but it doesn't make us right. But for my own sake, I let it all go. And, you know, one of those folks that I found that was hungry that day still sticks in my mind. You guys, we come up on this little dead-end street in Grand Rapids, and I could see that there was a bunch of them living at the end of the street. So pulled down in there, and on this dirty, nasty old mattress beside the road was this little black girl, and she couldn't weigh 80 pounds, you guys, and she was dirty. And just broke my heart. Like, how does somebody that young get to that point, laying beside the street on a filthy mattress? And did I mention she didn't have any clothes, you guys? She had a thin blanket covering her, and that was all. You know, we hooked them up with some food, and there was some other folks around the corner there, and we rode around town there and handed all that stuff out. And I'm just saying that because I don't hold any anger or hatred towards any of that, man. I had to let it all go for me. And that's part of how I got here and how I found my way back to the Lord, man. You can't be full of anger and hatred and walk with the Lord. It just doesn't work. So I had to download a bunch of that to find my way back. It was the single most important thing I've ever done in my life, you guys. And I'm so glad I made it this long, and to start this channel with, spend time with you guys, work on these mysteries, wade through all the smoke screens and stuff that we've been made to believe all this time. Man, I think that's probably the hardest part of this. I don't know. I'm trying to come at it from a different angle, and I'm hoping as a byproduct, you guys, maybe we can bypass some of that stuff, you know. Time will tell. Time will tell. But I do know this, you guys. I need some people to start sending me some stories that I can share. You guys got to be brave enough, man. I understand how hard it is not only to step to this, but you guys, listen, you can do it anonymously. You can do it any way you want. It's the information that's important, you guys. I don't care if your name's Joe Schmo. It's the information. And the devil's in the details too, you guys. Don't feel like it's too long. Don't feel like it's too long, because it might be those little details that help us figure some of this stuff out. And if you got the time to write it down, I got the time to read it. Yeah, I hope some of you can find your way to sending me some emails, you guys. I'm hoping by this point you can tell that this is important to me, and I don't feel like it's a joke. And I care. I want to help anybody that's had a scary run-in and that's struggling to get around it in their head. And I want to find a way to prevent that from happening to other people. Seems like a tall order, but I like a good challenge, you guys. Well, the sun's bright. I like a good challenge. I get it, you know. There's no gun blast or dynamite or traps or fake animals or people screaming. It's just reality. But man, at some point, I don't know about you guys, I start longing for something that I know isn't anything other than what it seems. Oh, I just can't believe how things are these days. Well, I can see my truck. Yeah, we weren't too far from here when I turned around. That's what I thought. That's okay. That's all right. Like I said in the beginning, you know, it occurred to me this morning that maybe these videos of walking through the forest help somebody that can't get out here, that's struggling with some mental issues. You know, I don't care what the ailment is. If this video is good for you, man, thank the Lord. I'm so grateful. So grateful. Thank you, you guys. Thanks for coming on another walk with me. Thanks for enduring my experiences in the penitentiary. I appreciate it. I guess I'm going to head back home and see how my wife and pup are doing. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you. Michigan Cryptid out.